I wouldn't believe me if I didn't live the life that I live. I had a very long conversation today with my estranged husband's, one of my estranged husband's mistresses, because he has multiple. But it was actually a really good conversation. It made her feel a lot better about her decision to walk away, and I made her feel a lot better about things that she thought she was going crazy over, knowing it's not her. It's the natural uh, it's the natural desire for women to believe the best sometimes in people, until you get super duper jaded and don't believe anyone, which I think is kind of where I'm at this point. Um, so the reason that I bring that up is I actually had a decent conversation with her on and off for like it was several back and forths. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling great still. Like the day that the humidity came to me with the broken AC, it was bad. I'm yet to recover. I feel terrible. I'm not getting things done work wise. I'm not getting things done around the house. I'm not getting my steps in. I'm at 4436 and I should be over 10,000 right now. But I feel terrible. And I remember that one of the symptoms that I don't believe has ever been officially documented as an MS symptom, but I could always tell that I was having a flare up, and I would always say, my body hates me. When this would happen, is I would always feel this low grade fever. And I've had it for 3 days, and it's 101.1. Um, and it just sucks because it just drains you. Like you just don't feel right. And I've asked my doctor, my neurologist, if that's a symptom of MS prior to my diagnosis. No, I'm sorry. I asked him if that was a symptom of any of the ANA measured autoimmune diseases, and he had told me that no, it was uh, it was possibly lupus with the inflammation creating the sensation of a fever, but I have a fever. And every time I feel terrible like this, I take my temperature and I have a fever. So, what are the chances that that doesn't coincide? I'm just saying that perhaps they have not officially documented that as one of the issues. But when your body tells you that you can't do something and you have a fever every single time you're feeling super bad, I think it kind of goes together, right? I think that should officially be a symptom. Hmm. My daughter was also concerned because when I smiled at her today, I had a face droop. Um, Sometimes I can see and sometimes I can't. Hmm. Because that's been going on for 3 days. But the most prominent issue I had today was speaking. I could not force words out of my mouth. I was so upset at one point during the conversation, not necessarily at the gal, but at the situation. And my frustration and my mind just started like running 1,000 miles a minute. That it got me worked up enough that this eye started getting a little bit of depth perception issues, and I think that's inflammation. What it has been in the past, and then I started having some trouble spitting words out. And I had been speaking to my phone to text because my eye was giving me issues. So I was always hitting the wrong letters with my fingers. But that got difficult because the phone had trouble recognizing me as I forced words out. And that was, I don't even know if I can, I'm trying to like mimic what I did, but I sounded terrible. I mean, like, I sounded like almost like I had a stutter. Like it was that like delayed word creation. I don't even know how to explain it. Anyway, I honestly would not believe my life if I didn't live it and experience it. Um, the gal that reached out to me today, which is number 5, was very nice in her approach. She, of course, thanked me for not being angry and hateful, which is something they all do. It's interesting. My grandfather, the joke about my grandfather is he had so many kids, nobody can count. And I think you, unfortunately, marry personalities that you're familiar and comfortable with, because I can say that I have seen this behavior before. Um, my first two marriages were with people very, very much like my mother's personality, and this estranged husband is very, very much like my father's personality. So I think that saying that you find comfort in the familiar, it's unfortunately true, and it's a struggle, right? To reset, to get out of your comfort zone, and be okay with it. Anywho, if anyone's watching this, you are my friend, and I appreciate you, because if you didn't hear this, probably only my cats would. All right, well, good night. Hopefully, medicine works soon.